When your offer is right, you don't even really need to sell. My name is John Doherty, and my first successful business was a lead generation company called Credo, where we generated over $250 million in digital marketing leads across about 7 years of operation. I sold that business to private equity. That business was always oversubscribed, where we had way more agencies wanting to work with us than we could even serve because people loved the offer. You sign up, you pay us money, we get you leads in 2 to 3 days. The second successful agency that I ran, which I sold to our largest competitor at the end of 2025, was Editor Ninja, a content editing and writing business. And with that one, we had a super high close rate because it was a differentiated offer and they couldn't get it anywhere else. Most agencies that I see now, and I work with a lot as a coach for digital agencies specifically, have an offer that's basically, you pay us money, we run your ads, we'll see what the results are. It's commoditized, it doesn't stand out. And honestly, it's a lot harder for people to say yes to now than it's ever been, than I've ever seen it in my 16 years of running services businesses and working inside agencies and working in-house and hiring agencies there, simply because everyone's been burned by an agency at this point. Sales can feel super hard right now, but it doesn't have to be. And I'm firmly convinced, and I've seen it across my own business and I've seen it across all of my clients, that when your offer is better, it's much easier to sell. And often you don't even have to sell, you just get them to buy. So here are the 4 components of a successful offer. I got these from Alex Hormozi's $100 million leads. It's a phenomenal book that if you don't have it, you should pick it up. When you get these right, everything unlocks. Number 1 is the dream outcome. People don't buy your service, they buy the outcome that it gets them. The clearer and more emotionally charged that is, the more valuable your offer is going to feel. This doesn't mean you don't talk about specifically what you're going to do for them, but when you talk more about what they're going to get at the end, it's going to feel way more valuable than just talking about, we'll run your ads for 6 months. And if you anchor them to that average outcome, you can charge a lot more too. The second one is perceived likelihood of achievement. It's not about whether your offer can work. It's about whether they believe that you can get it for them. Proof, specificity, and clarity beat promises and guarantees all day, every day, and twice on Sundays. If I have 15 years of experience doing something and have 0 testimonials, and someone else has 2 years of experience doing something and they have 20 testimonials, guess who might win that project? It might be the person with less experience, simply because they have more social proof. If you don't have proof, you don't have case studies, you don't have testimonials, there's a good chance that you're losing to people who are less qualified simply because you're not showing your work. The third one is time delay. The faster someone sees results and the faster someone believes that they will see results based off of the case studies and the testimonials that you have given them, the more valuable it is. You pay me money and your agency instantly doubles. That's a pretty darn valuable offer. You pay me money and you have leads within 2 to 3 days. Once again, super, super valuable. You give me money and you might have some results in 6 months. That's harder to say yes to. So the closer we can get this to immediate, the better, the more people who will sign on and the more they'll pay. And the fourth one is effort and sacrifice. Basically, what are they going to have to give up in order to get the results? I'd argue this is rarely about money, though that's the lever most people pull, but I think it's the wrong one. If your offer gets some results for less work, less stress, and more clarity than they would otherwise have, they're going to be willing to pay more for it and they're going to be quicker to pull the trigger. And when you add in a guarantee, a money back guarantee, I'll work with you until you get the results. You can get out of this in 30 days if it doesn't feel right. All of a sudden you've de-risked it for them and they're much more likely to say yes. So these are the 4 parts to Alex Hormozi's value equation, to an offer that kicks ass, takes names, and gets people to buy instead of you selling. I work with digital agencies to help them implement this sort of thing in their business. I've done it dozens of times. I've done it for myself multiple times. So if you want help doing it for your own business, if sales feels hard, you're not making enough profit, give me a follow or a subscribe, and then shoot me a DM, and I'd love to chat with you about it.